There we go. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining on Trade Deadline tonight. I am Kuhan Luke, one of the commissioners, the first ever of the commissioners of the Trade Deadline game, in fact. Not to toot my own horn, but not the first in doing things this year, but the first in doing things ever, so that, there's something. Let me pull in my other commissioner who's on the stream, which is Khaleesi. How's it going, Khaleesi?
Hey, it's going really well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I actually, listen, this game has gotten to a point where I can put very little effort into it.
Nice.
And it's great. It's great. Thanks in large part to Jeremy. We mention this every year, but the way this game worked when it was manually entered spreadsheets and then manually making trades in sheets.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That would be brutal.
True hell. You do not know what hell is like if you have not had to with 6 no trade clauses per person automatically. It was bad ideas. Lots of bad ideas.
Yeah.
Lots of bad ideas, year one.
Well, after years of practice, after years of refinement, we've got a really good game.
Got a good game going.
Yep.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take us to my one shot real quick to play the theme song, and then we'll do a stream. So, hi, hello, thanks for joining me on the one shot, folks. We're gonna play a little song, and I hope at home you will sing along. Here we go. Actually, let me turn down the background music. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nope. I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's so for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Every time just see the brightest side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give it your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. That, of course, was Leave It All to Me by Miranda Cosgrove and also some other dude. Theme song to iCarly. The way we start every baseball trade deadline stream. Once again, I'm Kuhan Luke. That is... I pointed the same direction. I pointed wrong, and I was like, oh no, I should point this way. The same thing. That is Khaleesi. Is it Sarah Hay?
Yeah, Sarah Hayes.
Khaleesi. We always call you Khaleesi. Yep. I never even think about Khaleesi. The second part.
I don't either, honestly.
Joining us, we only have one GM right now. We might have more down the line, more guests as well. But joining us, Butternades and Kat, the Reds GM. Hold on, there we go. Now we can hear you.
He will probably not stay here long.
So
Cats generally don't.
No, but there have been multiple trades already involving this little goblin.
Oh, it was you see Layla in the background there, yeah. Khaleesi's dog.
He leaves.
Khaleesi, I have just one question. How far are you from the grocery store now?
I am right next door.
Still? Are you still in the same place?
No, I've moved, but my new apartment
still right next door. All right.
Also.
It's just hard. It's hard to fathom being able to get to the grocery store so quickly. I don't know what's so weird about that. Yeah. Seems like a very normal thing.
I just happen to be lucky and find places next to grocery stores.
I'm jealous.
It's perfect.
Well, we had day one of trading this today. The trade deadline game is back. This is This is game number 6 year number 7, or game number 7, year number 8? Because we didn't do one in the COVID year. that's how I'm like trying to do the 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. Game number 7, which means we've been doing it for 7 years.
Oh goodness.
Listen, it's this game's been happening a long time.
Yeah.
This game occupies such a large part of my life. Khaleesi, as a first-time commissioner, you've been a GM for a long time. This is your first year commissioning. How are you liking it so far?
Oh, it's been great. It's very different. From being a GM, the stresses are different, but it's really great. Yeah. Getting to see the behind the scenes is always exciting too.
I just realized that the 3-shot says pre-show on it, but it's not the pre-show anymore. It is the show. So that's gone now too. Yeah, I see. I don't know what the other side is like. I am, one of the few people who doesn't know what the other side. Like, I know what it's like to GM, right? I have GM commissionered before, but I don't know what it's like to only GM. That's not an experience I've had.
Yeah.
There's been many years that I have like been a GM and like been a commissioner, but not really done very much commissionering. But yeah. It really, I guess, the differences are there.
Yeah, it really is very different. Honestly, I found it a lot less stressful, mostly because I'm like being tasked with this huge list of players and then like having to figure out, evaluate them,
right,
versus just making sure, does everything match up? They follow the rules.
Yeah, I think the only time I've really GM'd solo was like a hockey year, where I don't do very much commissioning, so it's like it's pretty straightforward. But just like, yep, guess I'm the Blues. I'll do that. So, yeah. Butterd, how's your first day of trading gone so far?
It's been a good one. I did get to experience the troubles of trying to fax over a trade when the fax machine at the office of the commissioners is unplugged.
Yeah.
Doesn't work so well.
No, sure doesn't. No, that fax machine gets plugged in at like 6 in the morning and gets unplugged at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That's you got 12 hours of trading, and this is were you one of the people who submitted a trade before the fax machine even got plugged in, or did you do it after it got unplugged for the night?
I submitted perhaps 2 trades before the fax machine got plugged in.
Yeah.
One before going to bed the previous night, and one before it got plugged in this morning.
No trades before Monday morning.
Hey, it was technically Monday morning. I'm sorry, I live in a civilized time zone.
Mountain time, the only time recognized by the Office of the Commissioner. Obviously.
Okay. But, I mean, even with those issues, it was a good day. I'm proud to say I got the first trade of the day, the last trade of the day, and trade number 69. Nice.
Nice. I got to approve that one. I was proud of myself.
Yeah, I think, have we even, like, besides those 2 trades made before the fax machine got plugged in, have we even had to veto anything today?
We have had to veto a few. I think we've had 9 vetoes.
Make better trades, guys.
Let me double check.
I was reading
11 trades killed. We've killed 11 trades out of 93.
I really gave y'all too much credit. I think we might not have vetoed anything, but nope. 11 trades killed. To be fair, 2 of those are Butterdade's trades before the Office of the Commissioner opened.
Yeah.
We've already got one person traded 3 times. Who is that? Is that you, Khaleesi? Yeah, I know you got traded at least once.
Yeah, I think I've only been traded the one time. I'm not sure who that was.
I am also now looking on the stats page and seeing that waivers is spelled wrong.
That's a problem
didn't
for
even
tomorrow
notice that.
for the office tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's also not to put Jeremy on blast. This is a thing that happened that I just noticed in the thread where an ampersand becomes ampersand and then amp. And I fixed that
For some
manually.
reason, it's only a Marlins problem.
I fixed that manually just now before when putting the link to the stream in the thread. But
Nice.
that's something we might want to take a look at some point.
Yeah.
Even if it's just replacing all ampersands with AND, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the trades. 93 completed trades on day one, so that is good. We've already got a third of original registrations traded. If anybody out there who's watching who hasn't registered for the game yet, you can still register until like Wednesday, I think. Or if you're like super special, you can register until whenever. But you have to be really special. Like the only people we've broken that rule for is like you/MLB. We'll break the rule if you are literally baseball. Otherwise you want to get in before the thing ends. I
will say that on the back end of the hockey trade deadline game, there was some interesting things that went on with the waiver wire, but I'm not going to speak anymore to that because this is not hockey.
Waiver wire can get cool.
The Wavier wire, you mean?
Yes, sorry.
Wavier can get really fun.
That is true, because I always actually forget that we introduced the waiver wire, because that is something that truly was not possible before the database. I could not imagine trying to run a waiver wire before the database. But yes, the waiver wire also does exist. So if you don't register by like Wednesday, then there's still like a day and a half of waiver, something like that, I think. Again, each year I forget how long we actually do waivers for, because we've only been doing it for like 2 or 3 years now, which is, less than half the time we've been doing the game. I still think of the game in spreadsheets.
Yeah,
That's all
I
I'm
think
saying.
you guys introduced it my first year GMing.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Cool. The Rays right now are leading with 9 players netted, 9 gained players. Biggest losers are the Giants with 8 lost, which is, again, not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. Just
Quality
a
over
thing.
quantity.
Absolutely. But the purpose of the game, to remind everybody, is to go to a new, fresh team that you might not have known something about before, and potentially, really, the initial stated purpose of the game is for fans of a bad team to go to a good team and have somebody to root for in the playoffs. That's the initial stated purpose of the game from 2015. So what I'm saying is, by the end of this, the Reds should have no players.
Yeah. Well, okay, hold on. It's a fun team to watch. The Yankees series was incredible as a Reds fan.
Yeah.
I'm more angry at the ownership than I am depressed at the team.
Nice.
No, and for what it's worth, like, the idea would be also sending Reds guys and gals and others to a good team like the Yankees, like the Red Sox, like the Brewers or whatever, and then one of those teams' players maybe watches Reds games for a week and then they go back to their team, and that's fine. And nobody's obligated to do anything. We can't obligate you to, like, it's so funny to me when someone's like, do I have to do this? I'm like, I mean, that's what we ask you to do.
We're not gonna.
But you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you want to. But the recommendation is go spend a week with your new team, and then if you want to stick around, stick around. Again, like I've mentioned many times in previous years, there's lots of people specifically who've been traded to our Cardinals who stick around to this day and chat in our Cardinals, if not daily, then at least a few times a week. So.
Yeah, I know. I remember one of my favorite people that's come over to the Reds was a Rangers person, and they come back at least. I see their comments at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Being traded to our Cardinals was how Leap, Adi, and I became best friends.
Yeah. You guys were essentially the specific story I was talking about, but there's other people as well who pop in, and people who from like 6 years ago who were traded to our Cardinals who still pop in from time to time. But especially y'all who are 3 or 4 years ago for our Cardinals, that kind of stuff. Like, it's fun. It's fun community building stuff, and that's what's great about the game. MC Reynolds says, have not been traded yet, but I have been very amused reading the trade thread. Just to be clear, again, the goal is for everybody to be traded. And when I say the goal is, I mean it's going to happen. Never not happened that everybody wasn't traded. Sometimes it's not going to be day 1. Sometimes it'll be day 4. Sometimes it'll be day 5. But we will make sure that everybody gets traded. That's also why we have a cap on the number of times people can be traded, because sometimes someone gets traded 3 times on day 1, and other people haven't been traded once. So it's nice to have that as well. So that's why we do that. We have, what else do we got?
We can go through some of the favorite trades of the day.
Yes, that is the next thing I was going to do. So we got some name trades. By the way, I want to thank Khaleesi for putting together this doc that I'm reading off of. I want to make it very clear that I did very little prep. First of all, I made all these great graphics. That's what I was doing for prep.
Yeah.
was making this St. Louis flag graphic. This is TDG St. Louis in honor of Albert Pujols' final All-Star game, his wonderful home run derby performance. I cannot believe he beat Kyle Schwarber. That was so sick. It was the sickest thing in the world. I have been traded to the Mets. I don't have a Mets hat. I have so many other hats, but I never got around to getting a Mets hat. I will get one eventually. I still need to get a Phillies hat from like 3 years ago. If I get a Mets hat before I get a Phillies hat, I do believe Otter will kill me.
I think. Yeah.
So the Phillies hat will be purchased before the Mets hat. What year will either of those things happen? Who knows? Beats me. But I am wearing my Cardinals hat in honor of TDG St. Louis. St. Louis also is my hometown. Well, it's a whole thing there. Best player names trades. We have the Guardians receiving But that's But with 2 T's both times from our Buccos. Our Buccos receiving Murder Pussy from Cleveland Guardians. Pittsburgh also receives Goodyear and Firestone Tire Production Facilities. Cleveland receives Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, and Alcohol Spectacular's name on the Stanley Cup the next time the Penguins win. First of all, But for Pussy. Funny.
Hey, I guess, you got to go after what you like.
Yeah. Some people are butt people, some people are pussy people. Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's true.
Am I saying that? I don't know.
I guess. Yeah. I don't normally think of pussy and ass. Just usually, but like, that's fine, I guess. Some people like butts. Different people like different things. I get it. Collections and throw-ins, a lot of throw-ins happening. Throw-ins are a lot of a fun thing that happens in the game. Leap's cat is having a birthday party. Lots of invitations being thrown around there.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a blast. Last year's party was amazing. I'm excited to see the pictures from this one.
Yeah. What is Leap's cat's name?
Nix.
Nix. Yeah. Good cat. Lots of cat parties. The Guardians, as sort of mentioned a moment ago, are collecting football players. I did not realize that Mitchell Trubisky was on the Steelers until right now.
Oh, I got a majority of Ohio for trading our Lord and Savior Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow is awesome.
Yeah. If I didn't already have a dad named Joey playing for the Reds, he would be my father.
Yeah. Fair enough. Rangers collecting city nicknames. I feel like I've seen something like that before, but I can't remember specifically. City nicknames is a fun one.
Stuff over the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that's when we're like, what are you gonna do with all the city nicknames? Like, you're just gonna have them?
Yeah.
Is there?
Oh, make the best nickname ever.
Yeah. Well, especially with the Rangers, who are named after a state.
Yeah.
I mean, I was happy to get Great American Field at Oriole Park at Camden Yards being a thing.
Love it.
And the Reds are the Reeds now, right? That's
Well, it could still be the Reds depending on how you want
That's
to pronounce
true.
it. But I didn't even ask for the letter A, but they just gave it to me.
MC Reynolds says their favorite trade gag is the Skyline chili going into every ballpark. Can you talk about that?
Oh, nice.
This is a Sky Rosa. I had it ready. This is a slice of La Rosa's pizza with a Skyline cheese coney in it. Usually you flip the coney over so that the cheese melts and it's a little cleaner.
Nice.
But
honestly, I cannot imagine anything I'd want to eat less.
Only
I
thing
don't
that
know
would
why
make
it's so
more
good.
Cincinnati is if you have a cup of Grater's ice cream right next to it.
I've done that before. So our TV announcer, John Sadak, who is relatively new to the city of Cincinnati, recently did a video of him trying his first Sky Rosa, and he was blown away by how good it is. And so I just want to spread that to the rest of the country and also Toronto.
Nice.
So, it has to happen. I want to get a Sky Rosa in all 30 ballparks.
I am there's a non-zero, not a very high, but a non-zero chance I'll be in Cincinnati in September.
Oh, nice.
Not a very high chance.
If it's over a weekend, I will come down there and get you. I will buy you a Sky Rosa if we go to a ball game.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't know how high the probability is.
It was said on stream. It's a promise.
It's not I said not a very high chance is what I said.
No. My half is a promise.
Your half is a promise.
You just have to get there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, that I'll hold you to that, but nobody hold me to actually going to Cincinnati. That may or may not happen. It's possible. It's possible. Thinking about it. I've been doing a lot of traveling over the last this summer, mostly to St. Louis. I've been driving to St. Louis a lot because my parents are out of the country and have been for a while. And I have family in St. Louis and I have friends in St. Louis. It's like, all right, I can drive to St. Louis for like religious holidays and like, I had a concert ticket in St. Louis one week. And so like I was like, I'll come down for a week, hang out. And then my friend had Cardinals tickets either the week before or the week after. And I was like, I guess I'll hang out for 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
so it's been like
Might as well.
going to St. Louis for like a week or two at a time. You can track a lot of it if you listen to the Our Baseball podcast, because I'm on that so often, and so often I'm on it from St. Louis that I'm just like, yeah, I'm in St. Louis this week. But my cousin's getting married and he lives in Boston. So I'm going to be in Boston for a couple weeks in August. After that, I have no concrete plans.
Nice.
But I might be in St. Louis again for Labor Day, and that might have also have been the weekend that I might have been in Cincinnati. So that's where the toss-up might be. We'll see. I've never been to Great America. I've never been to most ballparks, actually. I've been to the Jake when I was like 4.
Nice. It's a good one.
And then both like Busch 2, Busch 3, American Family Field, Wrigley Field, and Guaranteed Rate Field, Ballpark, whatever, Comiskey.
Field. New Comiskey, yeah.
I think those are the only parks that I have gone to. And I didn't even see a ball game at the Jake. That was just like my dad was doing a thing and like a work thing in Cleveland, and we visited him for a week and went to the Jake.
Oh, nice.
I'm about to give a stadium hot take right here.
Okay.
The National League Central Division has the prettiest average ballpark. Average.
I could see that, yeah.
You have great views of PNC and
Oh.
Great American. Busch is a classic and also has a great view.
Mhm.
You have the jewel box of Wrigley, and then the NFAM Slam Clam is its own unique thing that is actually pretty cool to see as well.
Yeah, I think Wrigley sucks, but
I agree. Wrigley's
I
not
have
great.
heard bad things about Wrigley. I haven't
like
been
it's
there yet,
it's old and it's a
but I've
classic
heard
and
it's
whatever.
classic,
Okay.
But
Do you guys know?
They have weeds in the outfield. It's fine.
The seat where you have the pole right in front of you.
Yeah, I've sat there once.
I sat there for a Billy Joel concert.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, I sat there for a Billy Joel concert.
I actually, it's funny, friend of the show, Dr. Tyler Birch, who I don't think he'd ever been on a stream in the past, but many years ago he would do stats dumps for the game. He doesn't do that anymore because he literally works for the Red Sox now. And
Nice.
like a month or two ago, Paul McCartney was playing Fenway Park, and he just swiped his badge in and just watched Paul McCartney for free at Fenway Park, which is a great perk of the job of being a Red Sox analyst.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like if I'm all like, just like, yeah, I'm just gonna catch a Paul McCartney stadium show for free. Super sick. It's super sick.
Oh, another fun throw-in is Yankees collecting for the Aaron Judge Extension Fund.
Oh yeah. Yes, I saw somebody mentioning that as like, a tribute for the Aaron Judge Extension Fund. Yeah.
Yep.
There's been a bunch of good ones. I think the Giants are collecting the Federal Reserve banks.
Yes, they are, which has been amusing. That's something like that you wouldn't normally think to collect, but it's great.
So I actually have a bit of an inside scoop. I was talking with the Giants GM, and they were saying that they originally wanted Fort Knox and all the gold in it, and then they realized, wait a minute, all the gold is supposedly in the New York Federal Reserve Bank, and so they started collecting those.
And all of the Federal Reserve banks are in baseball cities except for Richmond. So Richmond's apparently has a branch in Baltimore. So that could be a discussion happening, I'm sure. Richmond also could be claimed by DC. That's that might have to end up being a fight between the Orioles GM and the Nats GM to see who controls the Richmond Federal Reserve Bank. Somebody in the chat says they were at that concert. That's funny. That Paul McCartney.
Oh, nice.
The Paul McCartney show or the Billy Joel show at Wrigley?
The Billy Joel show at Wrigley was like 2017, I think I went.
Could have gone to that 5 years ago. I guess McCartney this year is probably more likely, yeah. Yeah, what else we got? We got
Yeah, I'm just looking through the thread to like make sure we're catching everything. How was the dog how was Rachel's dog pictures that you got?
I haven't received them yet.
You haven't received them?
All right, hold on. Don't worry. They have till like Friday to for the term. I feel like that's fair until the end of trading to complete the terms. It's dog picks to be named later.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been trading for parcels of land in various locales around the country. I'm not saying it's all Ohio, but we'll see. It's like that pride flag meme where just like you know the one I'm talking about with Mr. Incredible, where just eventually it all turns into Ohio. It's a great. It's a great. If anybody hasn't seen that video, it is truly, it's funnier every time. It's like where's this going, and then the punchline hits, and then the second time it's still funny. Yeah. Ryan Howie says still waiting to be traded. Ryan, promise you will be traded by Friday. I want to make that very clear once again. You will be traded by Friday. Not everyone's traded day one. It happens, but we promise you will be traded by Friday.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will say the last trade of the day, we kind of rushed through because I offered an exclusive video of Doc the cat, my cat, that as soon as the trade went through, I sent it. And so our two Philadelphia GMs and our own commissioner, Khaleesi, have seen a 40-second video of my cat doing cat things.
It's an adorable video.
Unfortunately, the rest of the world will have to wonder.
But it's super adorable because Doc is adorable.
Matt in the chat says they watched the flag video 12 times in a row when they first saw it. It's so good. It's really funny.
Love it.
It's really fun. Maybe I'll download it and just like play it at the end of this episode.
I was gonna say,
Um,
I've got the gift. I can send it to you.
Nice. Pennsylvania is now Newer Jersey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know Otter had no say in that. That
Now,
one was all Leap.
Now, did they make that trade with Pittsburgh as well? I didn't see all that because I feel like they control half and half. You gotta.
Yeah, it was Pittsburgh who agreed to rename the state in
Okay.
exchange for Long Island and an NFT of a gift of you, Kuhan.
Which GIF is it? Is it the one that's the the server image for like the Smash server?
No,
Oh.
not that one. It's one of you like straightening your shirt or something. It's linked in the thread.
Hold on, I gotta see this GIF.
Oh, speaking of
Straightening my
gifs,
shirt.
I need to get the gif of Sad Hack for reasons this year.
Oh, I'm one's around. Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, I just need to go do it.
Oh, straightening my shirt. I see. By the way, this GIF also in St. Louis at my cousin's place. This was right before the 2019 trade deadline game, where I was traveling to Fort Collins to see former Commissioner Alex and former Commissioner Joe, and I were both flying to Fort Collins to do the game from there.
Game, nice. That was a fun one.
That was a
With
fun
you guys
one.
all in one spot.
Was that your first one, or was that your second one?
That was I think that might have been my first one because that was the one where Jack sent you guys pizza because
Yes.
I had sent pizza in exchange for Psionics.
Right. Yeah. It was Jack's first one too.
Yeah.
But no, so that was for some reason the Southwest flight was cheaper flying out of St. Louis than it was flying out of Chicago. So I was like, okay, I'll drive to St. Louis, spend a little bit of time in St. Louis, like literally like half a day in St. Louis, fly to Denver, hang out for the week in Denver, fly back to St. Louis, spend a day in St. Louis, and then drive home. And then what ended up happening is, while I was driving to St. Louis, my grandma died.
Oh,
So it really like changed the texture of the week of like,
Yeah.
okay, this is happening now. And it was like there was like discussions of like, because I'd only gotten like an hour out of home. Like I was still in the Chicagoland area. And it was like, should I drive back home? It was my dad's mom. Both of my mom's parents are alive. It was my dad's mom. And it was like, should I drive back? And it's like, well, if I drive back, then it's going to really mess up my flights and stuff. And like, I can't change my flight. I don't think I would be any help anyway, because the way I process grief is very different than the way my parents process grief. I do it with humor, and they do not like that. Which is fine. That's not the way different people process grief different ways. For me, I need to laugh. For them, they need to not. Totally get it.
Yeah.
And then the third thing was just like, yeah, it was, and then the other thing was my dad was going to be flying to Pakistan basically the next day to like, to deal with all that stuff. So just like, so it ended up that I just ended up, the next 4 hours to the drive to St. Louis, just like thinking about how my grandma had just died. So anyway. Yeah, and so, but like literally, so my dad flew to Pakistan. It's a 20, like the last time I flew to Pakistan was this February. It is 24 hours door to door from my house to my grandfather's house. My dad left Chicago after I left Chicago and got home before I got home. That's how short of a time he spent in Pakistan. He was there for like 3 days, and 2 full days of travel. Because like he just had to pop in, pop out, and he's like, you had to come back and work. So like, gave him a week off, but like at some point you gotta. Anyway, that's that GIF. That GIF is maybe 6 hours after my grandma died.
Aw.
oof.
It's fine. If I have nothing but fond memories. I'm glad I went on that. It was a vacation, right? I'm glad I went on that vacation because I have nothing but fond memories of that week. It was just a very weird few hours before the travel of like, I'm in St. Louis. I guess I watched Toy Story 4 with my friend and his wife.
Nice.
Someone asked, what's the best trade that's been made today? best trade. It's hard to give a superlative like best trade. We have biggest trade.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the biggest trade yet.
Oh yeah.
Which is Braves and Dodgers.
There's lots of different like aspects that are good about things.
The Braves Dodgers trade is 4 Dodgers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Braves, which is actually I mean that's a huge trade. It's honestly letter of the rule, technically not allowed. Spirit of the rule, it's fine. It's 4 for 7, it's fine. I do want to say the letter of that rule is because technically more than 5 for 5s isn't allowed. I'm fine with stretching it a little bit. The letter of that rule is because the first year we did the sim in 2015, the Angels traded all of their players to the Nationals for all of their users. And neither sub was very happy about it, and it took at least a year or two for them to start playing the game again. People would still play, but it was like the first year there was like 30 signups each, and the second year was like 7 or 8 each.
Oh, goodness.
Because there's like so many people were very unhappy about that trade.
Oh yeah, Yankees and Red Sox will usually trade anyone who doesn't put the other team as their no trade clause.
Mm-hmm. And that happens. That happens often, and that's like, you know what? That's kind of and usually they're kind enough to then trade them to a third team like afterwards.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to mess with them that way, but like nobody wants it, you know. And everyone kind of knows. Okay, we're doing this to screw with you, but yes. Especially if you really, there is the occasional Yankees fan that's cool with rooting for the Red Sox for a week. It's very rare, but there's the occasional person who's not super into the rivalry. But for the most part, they're like, please get me off the Red Sox. And the Red Sox GM 9 times out of 10 will comply and be like, yeah, no, we were just messing with you. We'll move you to the Reds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there were a couple trades that I made that I was really proud of. One of which was with the Red Sox, where we traded the ghosts of our racist owners.
Yes, we were mentioning that before the stream. Yeah.
And then the one where the Dodgers ended up they decided to go commercial. They put up their stadium name for sale. I traded to have it be renamed Great American Big Park because Cincinnati's Great American Small Park.
Sure, yeah.
And Cincinnati somehow plays decently in that stadium. So, it's only fitting. That's at least one that I made that I was happy of. But there were some really, really good ones.
Ryan Howison says they're coming from our Padres and no trade clause with the Mets. Low key hoping to go to the Dodgers. So I don't know if the Padres and Dodgers GMs are watching. I actually think the Padres GM is doing his own stream. But if you,
I think you.
Whatever. If you are watching, then they want to move. Karen Metz says the only player with an Orioles NTC is Psyonix Adam. That's very funny.
Also, Psyonix is already signed up. Nice.
Yeah. He's a big fan of the game. We follow each other on Twitter because he loves the game so much. And like hockey, he was like last year baseball. He was like, I'm excited to do hockey next year because he has a team now, the Kraken. And so he did hockey for the first time this year as well.
I had traded for him one year as the Guardians, but this year I got to be the Kraken GM and traded him away, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
to get to do that.
I think unfortunately, because Psyonix got bought by a bigger company, he no longer can do like big drops like he used to, which is fine. I totally get it. But like earlier years, like 2016, 17, 18, he would just like get traded to a team and be like, here's 5 codes. Here's 10 codes.
The year that I got him in the trade, he donated we were having this fundraiser for Carlos Carrasco. Because he had just been diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
So he donated a whole bunch of stuff to raffle off for that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, and he loves this game, and I really appreciate that.
I was gonna say, I think he also made a couple $100 donation during the homeless guy.
Yeah, he did.
Last year.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
I do have one question. Reading a trade, the non-player trades say New York agrees to send the Chrysler Building to St. Louis and admits Carlos Beltran absolutely had a hit in Yoan Santana's no-hitter as long as the Cardinals GM promises never to replace all the hot sauce with sriracha ever again. What is that Cardinals part? I don't get it.
I also have no idea. I don't.
Okay.
Salsa, I'd understand. I don't know this sriracha thing, but this trade was me getting traded for Maz. We are both on the podcast, on the Our Baseball podcast. So, and Maz obviously is an Our Baseball mod, and I obviously am a trade deadline game commissioner. So it's a fun trade. I didn't want to mention it because I don't like being like, I like the trade with me in it, but you brought it up, so.
Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome.
By the way, if you don't listen to the Our Baseball podcast, it's a great show. I'm on it a lot of weeks. Right now, I've been on it most weeks because a lot of times on Sunday afternoon, we get a message like, is anybody free? Because nobody's been saying it all week, and me and Dylan are both like, I mean, I can be around if no one else is, and it's just me and Dylan.
Khaleesi, did you have a favorite? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna ask anybody in the chat if they have any favorite trades they want us to discuss. Lawn Boy,
I don't think Khaleesi's given one.
Sorry, real quick, and then I'll go to Khaleesi. Lawn Boy says they want did it for the story to sign up. Listen, just ask, send them a message, and be like, hey, this is a thing. Would love you to sign up. I want to trade for you, or I want to trade you away. I think did it for the story is a Rangers fan. Rays, got it.
I traded for them last. I traded for them last.
Oh, did you really? That's funny.
I
Nice.
used like 4 or 5 users for them.
That's funny. So anyway, yeah, very often it's just like you just gotta message somebody or have the GM of their team message them and be like, hey, sign up so I can trade you. Mm-hmm. So, all right, Khaleesi, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't really have a favorite trade. I think my favorite thing might have been that when asked for a contribution to Aaron Judge's extension, Leap sent a robotic arm and some stilts.
It's an extension.
That was a funny one, and then
Yeah.
in the Discord, the GM Discord, there was some discussion about it, and when the Yankees GM mentioned, "Oh no, our safety net" or something like that, Leap and Otter then offered the nets from the Sixers, which got turned down. Let's see, the local MLS team, and then the Flyers nets.
Yeah, Leap always comes up with the best stuff. He was the one who originally came up with the idea for the Cleveland Mega Zoo last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Mega Zoo.
Leap has some really good ideas.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to share it, but I've heard some interesting things about their plans for this year.
You've heard about their plans. I'm really excited to hear what they actually have planned. I have a theory, but I'm not 100% sure on it.
It's interesting, to say the least.
I
Not what I
bet.
expected at all.
Oh, it isn't. Okay.
To put it shortly, it's a combination of a couple different movies.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Who are some maybe lesser known by the larger community users from your own subs or from, Khaleesi and I are both commissioners, but Bernays, why don't you want to pitch anybody who you're trying to move, who somebody might not realize what gold they're getting with that user?
Yes, there's a couple that I know from at least our sub that are really good ones. Effective Cycle posts a lot, comments all the time in our sub. Like, we have a small but very active community, and there's a lot of memes. One of my favorite ones, which I kind of want to sell the rights to, is you just got beat by the big red latrine, given the story about the guy who wanted to take a dump in the truck that's in our outfield.
I'm sorry, what is that story? I have not heard. I want you to tell that story right now. I have no idea what that story is.
Okay, so in the midst of the Reds, 3-23 run, let's just say we were all kind of down in the dumps, and then someone
Down in the
came
dumps.
to our subreddit, and someone said, during the 4th inning of this game, I'm going to climb this pedestal and I'm going to take a shit in the truck bed of the Toyota Tundra that sits beyond our outfield wall that fans can win.
Right, one of those. Yeah, like if I'm sure many stadiums have this, right? That if a player hits a home run in the 7th inning, or if they hit the truck,
they hit the sign.
if they hit the sign, then then you win. Yeah.
But this one kind of got a fair amount of attention. One, because it was in the middle of this like near historic run of terribleness that it even got picked up by John Boy, and they tweeted about it. And then the game got canceled, got rained out. And also, like, the truck got moved for a day. So, like, it was like this storm of things happening. And so out of it came, you just got beat by the big red latrine instead of the big red machine.
Love it.
That is
yeah, so
astounding.
There's a lot of actually pretty good users. They all have, lower karma amounts.
So who's the big red latrine guy?
I don't remember who posted that, actually. It's been a while. Let me go ahead and just...
I thought that's the person you were pitching.
No. That's just an example of why I liked it. But
gotcha.
There are...
Well, if that person is registered to be traded...
Oh, I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
But so... But anyways, like, there's a lot of users that we have with, like, lower karma amounts that are... Mostly, they're like really good users. They're just newer. So like Carter the Bengals fan has been commenting a lot. Effective Cycle is like one of the people I know. Ethereal Calamities, Austin 101123 posts a lot. And there's a couple that I've had in the past that didn't sign up yet. I'm trying to convince them to. Who comments a lot in our baseball as well. So we'll see what I can do.
Rachel Henderson in the chat asked, didn't they put extra security around the truck because of that guy?
Yes, and they actually moved the truck as well.
Truly astounding. That's amazing.
Love it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was an interesting time.
I remember that post too. Like.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find the post, and if I do, I'm gonna shout out whoever. And
if they're not registered, you got to get them to register for the game, because that's like.
Oh yeah, that's top tier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Khalees, is anybody from our Cleveland Guardians who hasn't been traded yet? Who you think is like a?
Okay, who hasn't been traded yet? Hold on, let me see who we have left.
Making pitches for a GM who's not you.
Yeah. 23 Baseball 3, one of my good friends. Really good dude, super active.
Cleveland's traded like half their roster already, so.
I know, they've been doing good. One of my favorite users who has been traded is for ye who are literate, who often will come up with cocktails for the sub, and so they have the flair. The corner bartender. One of the users in the chat said they usually make phone wallpaper sketches for the Jays sub. So if they get traded, they'll make a wallpaper for their new team. Nice. I don't know what their Reddit name is. I just see their name on here. So
okay, for people who are in the chat or are watching this in the future, it really is helpful when you make the comments on the actual like trade deadline post. Like selling yourself, because there's been a number of users both this year and last that like I specifically try and trade for them because they make a post. Yeah, and that's happened years in the past where somebody does a lot of big stuff in the like they're just hanging out in the threads and they're like people are like, oh, this person's funny, like I should trade for them. Mm-hmm. It's happened. Multiple times where somebody has gotten their start just by pitching themselves in the thread or making jokes in the thread or complaining about being traded to X team in the thread. But I will say to Raj, the Blue Jays GM is watching the stream right now. I've seen their name a number of times, so let them know that
that's something that a value you bring, and they might even get a bigger haul for you. Because I know part of the fun of the game too is seeing what kind of return you might get. Like what is your your value. I don't want to. Nobody's value is changed by the game or not. But what is your perceived value, maybe?
But it's also like we see that like you're active, and you might be active in our like home sub, like once you get traded. So we like to see that as the GMs. Yeah,
definitely. Like, yeah, I'll try to find people who make interesting posts regularly. Who have like some kind of thing that they normally do for their sub. Those are usually the people I tried to target when I was a GM. Right.
Yeah. So the one I want to mention is phenylacetic acid, who I think I've mentioned years in the past. He is truly the king of shitposting. It's one of those things where he's been traded sometimes and a team did not get it, and other times he's been traded and the team absolutely understood what was happening, and thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like, I do not know how to describe Acid's brand of elite shitposting. It truly makes no sense. Just look through his comment history. PHENYLACETIC_acid. He is tremendous. I believe that in chat, the Cardinals GM is saying they plan on moving Acid early tomorrow. I'm telling you, you gotta hold off. Make sure you get good value for Acid, because he is truly elite. Yeah, he put comments on the blue subber art. Truly an elite shit poster. He is. I like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I messaged him like, "Hey, you should do this," and he was like, "Okay." And he never breaks character, by the way. He is 100% of the time always in character. I do not know anything about him, but I know everything about the character of phenylacetic acid.
Nice.
He is the funniest. I also want to shout out JTC Muhlenkamp. He's got a lot of karma, so he's probably going to be a trade target anyway, but he is a buddy of mine. I've shouted to him outside of Reddit a number of times. Cool guy. So, but yes, acid. Reading Acid's post feels like you're dropping acid. Jeremy says it's time for an ad read for our sponsor. And by the way, Jeremy, this is actually right when I was about to do an ad read for our sponsor. I wanted to mention Acid to finish out this segment before doing the ad read. Yes. Trade Deadline Game 2022, Trade Deadline Tonight 2022 is brought to you by Old Line Woodwork. Old Line Woodwork is where you should go for all of your woodworking needs. Go to oldlinewoodwork.com. I believe Khaleesi is looking for her Old Line Woodwork piece right now. So I think she's going to grab that. Jeremy, it's a Factorial, who created our database and is one of the commissioners, does great woodworking. There's the piece. It is a frog cutting board, right? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Frog charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board, right? You don't want to cut on that. You don't want to cut the frog. So he will do custom pieces. I do not know how much. I think it depends on the wood and the effort and all that. So you have to chat with him on that.
This one was like $50.
Yeah.
So good quality.
But and I don't know how much his prices might have changed since the 2 years ago that you got the charcuterie board. But so I don't want to quote any prices aside from what's already on the page. You can get some great cutting boards. If you have challenge coins, you got to get challenge coin display. If you want exotic wood, he's happy to do exotic wood. You just have to pay the extra amount that the exotic wood costs. Listen, Jeremy and I talk daily. We're in a group Slack together that's been around for a while, and every so often he will regale us with a customer story of a customer asking for something truly ridiculous, and him saying, "Well, I can do that for this much," and it's anyway. Don't be that asshole. But yes, Old Line Woodwork. No ing on Old Line Woodwork, as we ended up dropping many times last year. Oldlinewoodwork.com. And Yeah, is where you should go for your great woodworking needs.
Very quality.
High quality stuff. Get a wine butler. So you can carry the wine bottle and the two glasses together. It's a very classy way to, like, if you bring a prospective romantic partner to your apartment, they're like, oh, that's the classiest way to hold wine I've seen in my life.
Yes. So classy.
So classy. So classy.
Okay, so I can tell you that the person who made that meme is not signed up. I'm going to do my best to sign them up.
Nice.
All right. We're going to keep an eye out for that over the next... I think Butter's only going to be able to be back tomorrow for stream. But we got a couple more days of game beyond that we will keep an eye on Big Red Latrine person. I do want to shout out, I forget who it was who made the joke. Oh, it was Brian, BT, who said Big Red Latrine, now that's a shit post.
And the person who made the actual shit post is named, their username is an Ohioan Redditor.
Sure.
I am going to reach out to them and ask them to sign up. And
hey, by the way, again, if you're a player and you have more than one team that you really, really don't want to go to, again, GMs are usually pretty cool about accommodating those kind of requests. Or if you get traded to that team, then the new GM is going to be pretty cool about accommodating that request most of the time. Nobody wants anybody to not have fun. So
yeah.
Cool. Do we have anything else?
Let me see.
I don't think so.
I think that was most of what I had found of interest.
I can go bug the cat again. I think that's about everything.
I forget. Did anybody in chat have any favorite trades? Anything that they enjoyed? This is where we should probably vamp because the chat is on a delay.
I'll be right back.
Layla is currently napping behind me.
Nice.
And you can see all of my moving stuff is still out.
I'm moving next Saturday, so I get that. I'm in the other side of it.
Yeah.
My kitchen and living room are a mess because again my parents are out of the country, so I just I'm doing whatever, and I'm like, I really gotta deal with that. So I also I cooked today for the first time in a while, so I'm like, I still need to Tupperware out the fried rice. I made I have a giant wok, and I filled the wok with fried rice, and now I need to Tupperware it out.
Great move.
Yum.
So,
great move. Enjoy the cat for while he's in screen for a little bit.
BT loves that they got the Twins to add a Yankee jersey patch. Hidden Ace likes the Twins only giving $18 to the Yankees. Karamat says the Braves stole a player.
They did.
We had a little drama with that. We'll have to finish sorting that out.
The system.
I guess we're working on that to fix. MC Reynolds shuts out the racist ghost owner trade. We already talked a little bit about that, but yes. Snarktoberfest says all Braves home games now start at 2:32 p.m., which is 28-3. That's pretty solid. Canada now owns the Florida Panhandle, Toledo, Bowling Green, Dunedin, Buffalo, and Alcatraz Island. Are they fighting with Ohio for supremacy?
Ooh.
No. Ohioans in Toronto we're cool with each other. I mean, we give them lots of tourist dollars.
We do.
All right.
But no, it's not all Ohio. It's all Ohio. You get my drift.
It's all Ohio. Well, listen, if that's all we got, I'm cool with ending the stream because I am sweating and need to Tupperware out all that fried rice.
Oh, I know. It is so hot here today.
My room always runs super hot.
Humid here.
As soon as I walk out of my room, I'll be fine. But my room always runs super hot, and especially with streams when I have they're LED lights, so they're not like hot, but like they're still a little bit warm. The computer's warm.
Yeah.
They're just like it gets so warm in here. I'm literally, the vent is right here. It's still nothing. Like, yeah. So cool. Oh yeah, MC Ren says they like the Kirk Cousins trade as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean all of the football player trades are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Astros seem to be compiling recipes. Have the Astros gotten that butter cookie recipe from you yet, Butternates?
Oh no, they haven't. They haven't reached out to me about that one yet. That was a last year thing primarily.
That was a last year thing. Khaleesi and I were just talking before the stream went live about how we both have that butter cookie recipe and we both have yet to make those cookies.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've got more
I
recipes.
need to make it.
I've got more recipes.
Nice.
Apparently LeBron is moving around a lot as well. LeBron got traded from the Dodgers to the Guardians and then to the Twins. So who knows where he'll. So so technically he is a Minnesota Timberwolf right now.
The Guardians tried to trade them to me, and I don't have an NBA team.
You don't even have a G League team?
Not anymore.
Oh well.
The Sacramento Kings are what used to be us.
Well, because there's like, what is there no G League team in Ohio?
I don't know.
Have no idea.
Basketball is not my sport.
Yeah.
Listen, I just know that the Bulls G League team plays like a mile from me, and the Pacers G League team plays in Fort Wayne. And in fact, I have the last time the Fort Wayne Mad Ants were playing the Windy City Bulls, I looked at tickets and it was cheaper for me to drive to Indianapolis and watch a Pacers game. Like, why are you charging so much for, like, G League tickets should not cost more than like $15. Like,
yeah, you would think.
Maybe 20, like I should be able to walk into a G League game essentially for free.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Kane County Cougars, who I think at the time were the Diamondbacks affiliate. I think they're the White Sox affiliate now. But in 2019, I saw a Kane County Cougars game. It was like $7. It was great. Parking actually was going to cost more than the game.
Nice.
It was like,
yeah.
That happens to me in Cincinnati sometimes because your boy knows how to find cheap tickets.
Yeah.
And my favorite parking spot's $10 cash. So.
I actually, because I was in St. Louis last week and I just didn't have enough time to go see a game, but like tickets were like $6-7 and I was like in the bleachers, which is like where I usually sit anyway.
Impressive.
$7 for bleacher seats. Like it was a weekday game, but like it was the Dodgers and the Phillies. I'm like, these are teams worth watching. So
yeah,
I didn't go, but a friend of mine who was in town for that ended up going to 2 games instead of just one with his
nice.
dad and brother. I'm looking right now at the G League. There is a Cleveland team. Why would you have a second? Like, why not just put that team somewhere else in Ohio and get? Why would you go to a Cleveland Charge game when you could go to an Cavaliers game? They're not even the Indians aren't even a team. The Guardians.
I know they are.
I don't know where that came from. A Cavaliers game. When I go to a Charge game, I didn't go to a Cavaliers game. Like I get so because I live in Chicagoland, but I live like an hour and a half from Chicago. I get if you live out in the suburbs, you might see a Windy City Bulls game instead of a Chicago Bulls game. But like, yeah, Detroit also has their G League team. The Raptors G League team is in Mississauga, Ontario, which is far enough from Toronto that I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's no.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
there's no Kentucky one. Cincinnati is basically Kentucky, right?
Teams.
It's really surprising that Kentucky does not have a basketball team because
I knew that would get you riled up.
There's this whole thing about
no better way to
there's no better way to rile up a Cincinnati person than to say Cincinnati's basically Kentucky.
Yep.
Okay.
Even though people in Kentucky say it all the time.
There is a stark divide of what side of the river you come from that you can tell within about 30 seconds of meeting one.
Yeah.
It's a stark.
Yeah. No, listen, it's the same thing for St. Louis. Nobody says St. Louis is basically Illinois, but if somebody says that from the Illinois side of St. Louis, like, oh, okay, got it, cool.
Yeah, but like, yeah, nobody wants to claim Cincinnati, so there's this whole like since the free state of Cincinnati thing. It's like it's stupid. You know what? I'm an Ohio and I'm proud of it. Granted,
Yeah.
I'm living in the middle of Ohio now.
Nice. I learned today that Cincinnati has a Lucky Cat Museum. I did not know that was a thing.
Yes, they also have a sign museum.
Interesting.
There's also the National Underground Railroad Museum, and
I knew about that one.
Basically, the City History Museum was the inspiration behind DC's Hall of Justice. The Justice.
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yep. I think they even filmed there for the
They
live action shows because the cartoon one was based on that. And they're like, let's just shoot exteriors there real quick.
Love it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, there's a lot of really weird but cool stuff in.
Yeah. Always finding new stuff there when I visit. MGK and Megan Fox got dumped in his salary dump move. Love it.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, I'm just going back through, making sure we didn't miss any good trades.
Well, if it missed anything, then I'm sure people will let us know, and we will talk
Yeah.
about them tomorrow on tomorrow's stream.
Oh, yeah.
But
And for the people listening, by the way, if you want something to do with Ohio State, let me know. I have purchased the territory from Cleveland, so
Nice.
whatever you want, there's a price for it. Just putting that out there.
yeah. Oh, you know what?
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah, I'll hold it off for a future stream because I want to ask Alicia a question, but I feel like it's a longer answer, so I'll put it in a note to make sure to ask later.
Okay.
But yes, that's gonna do it for our stream. Thank you so much for watching. Actually, I had told myself I was gonna play the Sweet Life theme to close out, and then I forgot to look up the chords for it. Here, let me see if I can find it real quick. Sweet Life theme. As a joke, because Butternades lives in a hotel.
I don't. I live in an apartment. I'm moving to a house. So, for those who don't know, last year the trade deadline game happened while I was on vacation in Philadelphia for the week. And the one time I visited on stream, I was sitting in the lobby of the hotel I was staying in. So apparently I live in a hotel now.
Yeah, and hotels all get ESPN,
yeah.
so I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, hold on. You should find the one meme video though.
I already did.
Oh, yeah.
That's prepped.
Okay. Good.
Listen, there's one thing I know how to do. It's run a stream.
Yes.
All right.
Cool. I cannot find a good tab for this, so I'm gonna have to learn it over another day. Real quick, by the way, I believe GM stream is happening on Wednesday. They're still apparently in discussions. The GMs for GM stream I want to chat with so I can give them the YouTube stream code so they can stream right on this channel. But we'll work that out. But otherwise tomorrow, regularly scheduled programming, probably right after the All-Star game, we will do a stream because we don't want to jump on the toes of the All-Star game. But it is, I will say, much nicer to do it, All-Star week than it was the first year we did it on the trade deadline week. And like Troy Tulowitzki got traded to the Blue Jays like while we were streaming. It was such a wild moment of like, hold on, we need to take a moment to talk about this. So, cool. That's gonna do it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. And now for that
Bye,
meme
everyone.
Adios.